Yo, it's double hats. It's double hats. I got my juice. And I feel like it's time. It's time to show you guys my deck. Check it out. I traded some stuff in, and this caught my eye. And instead of them giving me like 40 bucks for what I traded in, I was like, how much is this? Can I trade it for this? This is $65. It still has the tag on it. 65. But yeah, this is the KABBALAH deck. Are you ready for this? I'm really new to this, but it's what attracted me, you know. So I was reading a little bit about it, and they say KABBALAH has a monthly card, but the calendar for it is different than our calendar. So I have to, today's not the first day, but you're supposed to pick the monthly card every day of the first day. So I'm gonna start doing that when that comes around. But right now I'm just going off vibes. I'm gonna vibe out. Let's see if I can get more light in here. Boom. Let's go. Ha ha ha. Alright. I'm gonna pick a card and then we're gonna learn about it. This is the energy here. Cuff. K-U-F. Koof. Cuff. And this alphabet is like super old. It's ancient. It's like year 5,000 and something, according to this spirituality. Cuff. Cuff, cuff, cuff. Who you gonna cuff? Let's look it up. Last of the double letters. I might be pronouncing this wrong, but I'll get better. Like, this is literally my first time I'm doing this with you guys. We're gonna learn it together. Cuff begins the Hebrew word Kedusha, connotating holiness and sanctification. In the Kabbalistic perspective, countless opportunities are offered us in daily life for experiencing the divine presence. In this light, the Zohar assures, whoever makes an effort to purify himself receives assistance from above. Kuf also opens the Hebrew word korban, meaning sacrifice, and officially referring to the burnt offerings brought to the Holy Temple of Jerusalem. For this reason, Hasidic masters taught that to attain a loftier spiritual state, we must necessarily sacrifice aspects of our lower self, especially letting go of egotistic thoughts and desires so that the holy can flow into us. As Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav explained, in seeking to sanctify God's name, each person has something in his life which is more of a barrier for him than anything else. This is precisely the barrier he has to break in order to serve God. Kuf begins the word kahayel, to receive. Familiar to most Jews through its linguistic form in Kahalat Shabbat, welcoming / receiving the Sabbath, referring to the Friday evening service. Traditionally, we are encouraged to open our souls fully to the holiness it contains and can impart to our entire week. In broader terms, many techniques of Jewish spiritual practice, such as meditation, are intended to help us develop a more welcoming, receptive consciousness towards the sacred. Indeed, for many centuries, the entire Jewish mystical tradition has been known as KABBALAH, literally that which has been received, with two specific connotations: that it's a body of knowledge received by humanity from the Holy One, and also by each generation from its living teachers. To increase your spiritual receptivity, especially to the sacred, flourishing in the mindset of the seemingly mundane, focus upon the letter Kuf. It's vital to do so when you come into contact with the tawdry, debased, or profane. The appearance of Kuf in a divinatory spread means that trivialities are occupying your life too much, and that you need to experience sanctity more fully. Yeah, I feel that. Even as I started reading it, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling this. I think we're gonna do 3. I'm gonna read about 3 of these cards here. Here's one. Lamed. Lamed. The last one was KUF. I'll spell them out because it's kind of like glary. Lamed. Lamed. Isn't that weird? Oh no, that's a different one. Okay. In the mystical text known as the Letters of Rabbi Akiva, the full spelling of Lamed is read as comprising the phrase, a heart that understands knowledge. For our sages have long associated the tallest of the Hebrew letters, which literally means both learning and teaching, with true knowledge that comes from the heart. According to the 13th century Kabbalist Abraham Abulafia, such learning always has two dimensions: to initiate necessary deeds in the world and to guide others meaningfully. When our knowledge is heartfelt and not just cerebral, everything advances towards divine redemption. Lamed also signifies the number 30. In Jewish mystical legend, there are Lamed Vav, 36 hidden righteous saints on earth in every generation. In Yiddish, associated with the East European Jewry, the saints are called Lamed Vavniks. Freed from the pressure that accompany fame, they secretly perform uplifting acts, especially of kindness, compassion, and altruism, that sustain the world. In the poetic words of the Talmudic sage Abaye, 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 I'm not sure how to say that sage's name, but in his words, these lofty personages daily receive divine continence. Lamed also starts with the Hebrew phrase for slander or bad-mouthing, Lashon Hara, literally the evil tongue. Jewish tradition views it as amongst the worst human faults because of its divisiveness and destructiveness. As a traditional ethical text counsels, be not like a fly seeking sore spots. Cover up your neighbor's flaws and reveal them not to the world. To achieve greater learning from the heart, meditate upon Lamed's image. As the sages have affirmed, it stands as a tower soaring in the air and can further your mastery of any subject, familiar or new. It's also useful to reflect on which persons in your life have revealed the ability to keep learning. When Lamed appears in a divinatory spread, it indicates that you need to engage in actual study right now, such as reading and writing as your most important task. Well, that's what I'm learning. I'm learning about this. I'm reading about this. I feel that. I was called. I was feeling good. I had my juice. Last one. Oh, damn. This is cuff again. Cuff again. KUF again. We got cuff twice. Interesting. Double cuff. Double cuff. Holiness, sanctification, sacrifice. The appearance of cuff in a divinatory spread means that trivialities are occupying your life too much, that you need to experience sanctity more fully. Sanctity. So that's like makes me think of the word like sanctuary. Like, so what is your sanctuary? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's telling me I should do another card, because I'm in my, this is my little sanctuary right here, and I was called to be doing this, and it told me I should keep focusing on it, so let's keep going. AYIN. 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 That looks like a little snail, man. Like a snail. Looks like a little snail to me. Bonus card. Let's look it up. Here we go. In the Kabbalah, Ayin symbolizes the traits of perception and insight. It begins the Hebrew word for eyes, Einayim, traditionally associated with true discernment. For many centuries, mystical adepts have taught that as we spiritually develop, we gain greater sensitivity to the interconnectedness of all things and to the hidden pattern of meaning that underlies our life events. The adepts also stress that we typically move through our days with only limited awareness of the splendor that surrounds us. According to the Zohar, there are colors disclosed and undisclosed, but the humanity neither knows nor reflects on these matters. Elsewhere, the sacred work declares, the wise person is one who, by the power of his own contemplation, attains to the perception of profound mysteries which cannot be put into words. Ayin starts the Hebrew word for tree, HATZ. That's AYTZ. In the Kabbalah, every form in the universe, including ourselves and one another, is a microcosmic tree of life, HATZ, chaim, filled with the ineffable radiance of God. The higher our consciousness, the better able we are to behold and experience this heavenly energy. For the sages, the Torah itself is a tree of life, with beautiful branches reaching into all aspects of human existence. Opening the Hebrew word for advice, HATZ, Ayin also suggests that spiritual development always involves guidance by others. For Kabbalists, we are hardly expected to grow by pulling ourselves up by our own bootstraps. Rather, peers and mentors are placed in our lives for practical help. Interestingly, when the early Hasidic leaders performed spiritual counseling, they always concluded their sessions by offering specific direction for action. They affirmed insight into a life problem. They affirmed that insight into a life problem is valuable, but that it must also lead to concrete steps for change. As Rabbi Nachman commented, from the realm of possibility to that of actuality. To gain greater clarity about an issue in your life, focus upon the letter Ayin. Its penetrating energy will help dispel and overcome illusion, so that you may truly see the splendor that surrounds you. When Ayin appears in a divinatory spread, it emphasizes that you need more discernment now regarding a person, place, or situation. Very interesting. I'm just reflecting a little bit on all of that. It was a lot for me to learn. Here's the book. Pathway to the Soul. That's what it says. So yeah, I think there's a lot of, that was a good reading and a good message for everybody. Get the back of these cards. I like that a lot. The 2 fish. That is cool. So yeah, I feel like that's all I have to say. I just wanted to, I've had this deck for a while, but I've been waiting for the right time to get into it, and I appreciate you for joining me. So thank you, and have a great day or night or whatever you're about to do. Have a good one.